Race number 4, the main event of the day, Class 1 over the 1200 metres, and Skyfield has to lug the big weight of 135 pounds for Karis Teaton. He is drawn the outside in barrier 10. Lucky Patch, a runner in a Class 1 race for new trainer Pierre Ung, and new jockey Angus Chung to take the 10 pounds off. Duke Wai there, the other of the Ung runners. Winning Dreamer found some form at the back end of last season, including a win at a big price. Keep You Warm. Lucky Swainess, the champion Griffin, is back for 2022, and a Trillion Win down towards the bottom with the lightweight of 115 pounds, drawn barrier 1 for Alexi Bedell. Let's look at the speed map here for this first race, Paul. Campione, he certainly likes to go forward. Is there a horse to challenge him? I thought probably Harmony and Rich, the obvious one, but he's put on quite a bit of body weight. Yeah, he's up 40-odd pounds, so that's not going to really suit him, but he's drawn wide, so I think he'll push across, but it's just what Lucky Swainess does with 113 pounds. I think underneath him, he's going to try and make it hard for Harmony and Rich, which should give Campione that lead. Trillion Win from barrier 1, he likes to be handy, he's going to be right there as well. I think Skyfield with that big weight and the wide draw is just going to go straight to the back. Yeah, and that's certainly where we've seen him to best effect in the past is Skyfield. Let's have a look at a few of the past winners of this race down through the years. Naboo Attack in perfect match, the last two winners. Unfortunately, both of those horses went amiss. David Hayes was the trainer of Naboo Attack. Regency Legend, he was a terrific horse, Paul. We never really got to see the best of him. Yeah, another one that was a little bit unsound, wasn't he? But he was a really good horse here in Hong Kong. And down through the years since 1997, it's been a race, Paul, as you can see that the facts there on screen, that horses with sort of the middle and the lighter weights tend to dominate. Yeah, they do. I mean, it's early in the season, isn't it? So these horses have to carry the big weights. I find it a little bit harder, but as you say, that's light-weighted horses, and I think this year's going to be no exception as well. Yeah, certainly. Of course, Skyfield with the top weight there of 135 down to the bottom weights of Lucky Swainess and Trillion Win. Well, a man that's very excited to start his training career in Hong Kong is Pierre Ung, and what a way to do it with the two runners in the main event on Sunday afternoon. What are the nerves like going into Sunday, especially with a couple of runners in a Class 1 race as well? Yes, we've got two runners there, and hopefully we'll find a way out there. Yeah. Lucky Patch, obviously a horse you know well with your time with Francis Loy. Can I ask, is he the same horse that he was pre-International Day after that fall, or is it just knocked his confidence a little? No, he's not. His fitness level is not there yet. Usually he needed to take a couple of runs to get him back into that top level of fitness. So it's more likely a warm-up run for him. He had a tough run last start. Were you happy with his recent barrier trial coming into Sunday? Yes, it's good enough. I know that his form wasn't there yet, but after this run or the next run, he'll be there. I know you've been riding him in a little bit of track work as well. Yes. They've been giving you a good feeling? Yes, not the best yet, not the best like last year yet, but he's getting there. What about Angus Chung, the new 10-pound claimer? You've got him on board. Was that always the plan, just to give him a little bit of weight relief for that first run? Yes, definitely, because it's a handicap race, so a 10-pound makes a big difference for him and won't be too much pressure for him. You've also got Duke Wai in the race, who was a Class 1 winner last start. Now a 7-year-old. How's he settled into your stable? He's settled in very well. He surprised me with his form and in the trial as well. So carrying that weight into the race, he should find a promising one. He's versatile because he's won on the all-weather as well. Yes. But does it become a little tricky to place a horse like him? No, not at all. Not at all. Are you leaning towards one horse in particular, Duke Wai or Lucky Patch? I'll go for Duke Wai, in the form-wise, yeah. So Duke Wai, Paul ran third in this race last year, and it was a tough win from him last time out, wasn't it? It was, a really good win from him, and look, he really found his form towards the back end of last season, didn't he? So getting on a bit in age, but look, he's drawn nicely, so we'll see how he gets on. What we don't see in this vision is I thought down the side he wasn't really enjoying the conditions. This is one of the most testing tracks we've had at Sha Tin in a long time, yielding to slow, but once he got to the middle part of the track, that may have been where the better ground was. A horse in the race as well, like Winning Dreamer, he put together some solid runs at the end too, didn't he? He did, and he looked really good early in his career. He was running them in a row. I think Campione, just on that inside, he went too quick early and just didn't like the track, so there was a clear excuse for him. But as you say, Winning Dreamer really came right towards the back end of the season. He did, of course. That day he popped up at Sha Tin at near enough 49-1 for those that still kept the faith with Winning Dreamer. Got Lucky Swainess and Trillion Win. This is at the back end of last season as well. Lucky Swainess, the champion Griffin. Both of these horses have got 115 pounds. He's only a 4-year-old. He's won 5 of his 7. Manfred's done a great job with him, hasn't he?
He has, hasn't he? Look, I thought I sort of pegged him as a Happy Valley horse earlier in his career because he won those first 3 races there at Happy Valley. Last season he went from a rating of 52 up to a rating of 98, and then he got to Sha Tin and he did this. You know, he's had two from 2 at Sha Tin, so look, he's a really good horse. Champion Griffin from last year with a lightweight. He looks really dangerous.
He certainly does. It's his biggest test to date, Class 1, but he carried sort of a middle of the weight scale last time out, did Lucky Sweynesse, and here he is with Trillion Win. Now, both of these horses in the trial I thought were under double wraps. I was most impressed with both of them.
Yeah, look, it was a good run from both these two, and both come in with us 115 pounds, as you say. Now, Trillion Win, look, he has won fresh up in the past. His first ever win here in Hong Kong was on debut and here in Hong Kong, and from barrier 1 he's going to be right there, so he's one of the main dangers. He's
put on 23 pounds as well over the off season. There you can see his record. This was only his first season last season, 2021-22, 7 starts for 5 wins and a couple of minor placings, and as you pointed out, Paul, 52 to 98 in his first season. They don't do that too often here, do they?
No, they don't. But look, I think he's still got rating points in hand, this horse. He just does everything that he's asked, so I think he's going to run pretty well.
The Group 1 performer in the field is Skyfield. He was down sort of middle of the field, beaten 3 lengths from the Sha Tin vast behind Cordyceps 6 last start, but the trial was pretty impressive, but it is the weight. The weight is against him, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, history, as you pointed out at the start, is for these horses with the lighter weights. He's got to carry the 135. Look, if they do overcook it, he's drawn barrier 10, he's going to go to the back, and I think he'll be definitely running on. So we know he's the class act of the field, so we'll see how he gets on.
And we know what an excellent turn of foot he does have in the straight when he does wind up Skyfield. Winning Dreamer, we saw him in that replay before, but here's his most recent trial. He was 4th in this race last year, and again it was a brave effort on a testing track from him.
No, definitely, and he's had this trial to get him ready as well into this race. The thing that just put me off a little bit was the draw. He's drawn 9 out of 10, Winning Dreamer. Now, when he did win at big odds, he was sat 3 wide. It was a real hard run from him, but he still stayed on nicely.
Yeah, he's one of the horses in the race that does have a very good fresh up record, and we've got some fresh up stats to show you, Hong Kong stats of runners in this field here. And most of them, apart from, well, Campione has placed first up, but most of them normally go reasonably well.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they're all class horses, and they have won fresh in the past. Campione was 2nd. Well, no, he was 4th, wasn't he? He was 4th on debut, and he just faded late. But since then, he came out and won all those races as well. Probably the worst record there is Duke-Wye, isn't it? You can see he's only been placed a couple of times. Lucky Patch, when he won fresh up, it was on the dirt.
Well, OK, Chief Executives Cup, Paul, who you were going with?
I'm going to go down the bottom of the handicap here. I think being a handicap race, the horses with the light weight, the 115. So Lucky Sweynesse, very promising up-and-coming horse. He's on top. Trillion Win from barrier 1 is going to get the best run. I'm going to give Campione another chance because he's going to go to the front here. He didn't really like that heavy track last time and did drop out. He's had a little bit of a spell and he does run quite well fresh. And Skyfield's the class horse, so I didn't want to leave him out completely. I think he'll be running on late. So 9, 10, 7 and 1 for me.
Yeah, same Quinella for me as well in the Chief Executives Cup, 9 and 10. Lucky Sweynesse has been a really handy horse so far for his connections. Just a 4-year-old, got a lot of upside and scope about him. Trillion Win, they both come through that same trial. I thought there was a lot to like about that trial from those 2 horses. Lucky Patch, I think, is really interesting with the claim of Angus Chung taking 10 off his back. So he was carded for 131. He's only carrying the 122 here, so I think that's going to be a real benefit to him. And Winning Dreamer has got a lot of quality about him, and he found form at the end of last season. So 9, 10, 2 and 6.